Hey everyone, welcome back to Bravely Default, and finally, we are done with all the repeat shit. That's what you thought, right? Well, you're kind of right. Well, okay, first off, a lot has changed since, well, we've really gone over anything. Obviously, jobs have increased a lot. We've even mastered some. So Tizier's mastered Spell Fencer, Time Mage, a bunch of random shit mainly. I've focused on mastering mages as well as certain specific classes. Mages because they actually really do benefit from having higher levels from like Time Magic level 6 at level 12, as well as Sword Magic level 6. So, while other classes get, good job abilities later on, of course, Magic is really the main thing that gains a benefit. So I'll just go here through all the jobs we've gained. You can check out what we've gotten. I have Anya's on Spell Fence here. It's the one job I forgot to get her leveled up in it all. You can see I took my own advice and got pretty much everything up to level 9. Some things are higher, mainly jobs that I would like them to be specialized in, but more than likely near the end of this we'll have pretty much every job mastered out anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. So that's our current, this is our current setup for what we're going forward with. I'll just let you see. Not really too much explaining to do. Sword Magic multitask, pretty basic stuff. Instinct doesn't seem like, vital to their character. It's more so just because there wasn't really anything else I wanted to have. So I kind of just threw that on them because it made sense. Everyone is equipped with Dark Shields except for Ringabel here because he's a ninja, so he can dual wield. So I just have a Bait Dark on him as well as absorb physical damage. Trust me, gonna want that going forward. And here is Edea. So, fairly basic setup. Every special is also Dark and Beast Slaying and Blind. Fairly basic. And in Chapter 6, there's one unique questline. And to start that, we actually need to go and awaken the crystals first. Or at least 3 out of 4 crystals, but we're gonna awaken them all for convenience's sake.
Well done, Agnes. The wind crystal has been awakened.
Are you all right, Agnes? You ought to rest for now.
Yes, thank you. I wonder if it will work this time. I hate not knowing if we're even doing the right thing.
Ringabel!
My head. It feels like it's about to...
Ringabel!
No. No. I told you. This would...
Ringabel. Ringabel! Can you hear me?
Are you all right? You just collapsed out of nowhere.
Are you not feeling well?
I was frozen in fear. I failed. Failed to protect you.
Huh?
Wait. Can I ask you something, Eri?
Now? We're about to start the Rite of Awakening.
But what would happen if she continued to pray to the crystal even after you told her to stop?
How many times do I have to explain it? Haven't you been listening? The crystal would be destroyed if she didn't stop.
And what happens if it's destroyed?
What? That would be terrible! Mankind would no longer receive its blessings.
Well, why can't we just do without its blessings? Wouldn't we get used to it?
It's not a matter of getting used to it. I mean, without the crystals, we couldn't rid the world of darkness.
It hasn't worked in 2 tries so far.
I know, but that's not the issue here. Besides, if the crystals were destroyed, The wind! It would cease forever, and fire would rage out of control. Water would turn putrid, and the earth would dry up.
I see. Sorry for interrupting.
All right, Agnes. Let's try that again.
Then, it isn't a cure to rid the world of darkness.
Ringabel! Are you all right?
Yes. Sorry about that.
You sounded as though you were in terrible pain.
No need to worry about me. I'm fine.
I've been wondering about something, Ringabel. Since we came to this world, I haven't snapped at you to stop talking once. It was every third word from my mouth before.
Aries' temper. Ringabel, could I have a word with you? I can't have you doing that again. Huh? Oh, you mean asking questions before the Rite of Awakening? That's right. I need to focus before I begin. But how can I when you suddenly upset me like that? I upset you. I was merely asking what would happen if the crystal was destroyed. Or was it when I asked why we can't do without its blessings? Or was it when I said we had failed to rid the world of darkness 2 times already? Did that strike a nerve? Strike a nerve? What are you talking about? What nerve could you have possibly struck? You're just plain rude, and annoying to boot. Alright already. You don't have to shout. I hear you loud and clear. You're not exactly helping my headache. And truth be told, Agnes is the only one who really needs to concentrate during the rite, not you, Eri. You sure have a big mouth. Hey, I'm not done with you yet! You get back here, Ringabel!
Wait, may I ask you something, Agnes?
More questions?
What are the crystals? Are they really born of the Vestals?
Now's not the time for a lesson on crystal lore.
I've never heard the full story either. I'd like to know.
Let's save it for after we awaken.
The crystals are not born of the Vestals, nor are they creations of the Orthodoxy. They existed long before human civilization arose. They turn hopes and prayers into energy that builds up within them. The Vestals, then.
Yes, I know that part.
Ringabel, you have that I'm in pain look again.
If the crystals thrive by storing the prayers of the faithful, what were they before they were objects of worship?
I cannot say. The scriptures say not of such a time. Do you know, Eri?
The crystals have always been crystals. It's simply a matter of more and more people worshipping them.
The Templars spoke on this. The crystals should be overseen by one who looks out for the good of the people, he said, not some power-hungry cult that has rotted to its core. What exactly did he mean by that?
Huh? What's he talking about? Someone care to fill me in?
I fear I do not understand either.
No, it's... Never mind. Apologies for interrupting.
And after you'd come so far, a pity.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. sorry. She lives, but I failed to protect her. No!
Can you hear me? Ringabel!
Ringabel!
I'm sorry. Everyone, I couldn't. Forgive me.
Feeling better, Ringabel?
Tiz, I remember everything now.
Your memory is back? That's great news!
I'm not so sure. But at least it all makes sense now.
Will you tell me?
I am Alternus Dim, the Dark Knight. I spoke before of my suspicions that we'd been transported to a parallel world. I've been seeing more and more glimpses of the past these last few days. I remember crossing swords with you, Agnes and Edea, any number of times. And I've witnessed firsthand your death at the hands of a horrible creature.
And it wasn't simply a dream?
No, a memory from a parallel world, most likely. Do you remember when we first met in Kaldisla?
Yes. In the world before last.
And what did the pattern on Ares' wings look like then? It looks like the number 3 now, but in the previous world, it was a 4.
Now that you mention it, how about the world before last?
It was a 5. I recall it clearly.
It's decreasing?
In my memory of you 3 getting killed, the pattern looked like the number 6.
And that means...
In short, I'm the Dark Knight from the world before your own.
I see. The pieces are starting to fall into place.
I don't want to believe it, but I think Eri really is... She's... I could only watch it happen. I couldn't do a thing.
Ring a bell.
I have a favor to ask, Tiz. Please tell Agnes what I just revealed to you. Sometime, someplace where Eri isn't around, will you do this for me?
All right. Of course.
Then you'll believe me?
The final temple. Listen, why don't we go speak with the sage first?
The sage? Whatever for?
Sounds like a good idea. To the sages.
What?
Edea's Parfait Binge. Where's Ringabel? He's up on the deck with Tiz. Something about having a man-to-man talk. I see. Ringabel has been acting strangely of late, has he not? I suppose so. Yes! Yes, he has! I wonder if something is wrong. Perhaps he remembered some unpleasant event from his past. An unpleasant event from his past? Is that why he's been giving me a hard time? Well, I won't stand for it. If he gets in our way again, we should kick him off the ship. Stop it, Eri. I don't see why you're making such a fuss. We're talking about one of our comrades, someone who lost his memory and nearly his sanity too. Surely you could forgive him such a minor thing as this. Edea, where are you going? To see the proprietress. I'll be drowning my sorrow in parfaits tonight, and don't try to stop me. I can't believe it. Did you hear that, Agnes? Edea was so mean.
I thought I heard something. This place draws few visitors, I fear. And who might you be?
I am Agnes Oblige, Vessel of the wind.
Ho ho! Little Agnes, is it? My, how you have grown, child. You were scarce more than a little sprout when your predecessor brought you here. Now look at you, a fine woman you've become. Fine and plump and pleasantly jiggly. Why the long face? If there is anything this feeble old man can do for you, name it.
Sage, do you remember me at all?
Well, you'd better come inside. Now then, I was about to pour some tea for us, but I fear this may not be the time for sitting quietly with a hot brew.
Sage.
Let me ask you this. If I bade you come with just one other, would you know why?
Yes.
Well, this is quite astonishing. To think such events were even possible. Very well, then. I will spare you the details and keep this simple. You must decide who is your most trustworthy ally. Then travel to the nearby cave with them. You will find it to the southwest of here. I shall go on ahead. I would advise you to heed my words. You must bring only one ally with you. Your other companion should wait outside the cave. I shall see you soon.
So that's it, huh? You're just going to ignore me, Agnes? It's no fair. Tiz gets to have all the fun.
I am sorry, Aerie. I hope you can understand.
Go on, get going already.
We'll be back soon.
Give the master my regards.
Why do you turn back, Agnes?
That was the sage's voice. But where did it come from?
Surely your resolve is not so easily shaken. Continue on, and do not look back. There you are. Ah, so this is the one you have chosen. I envy him. You make a fine pair. Were I 1,880 years young?
You're not ready to lay down and die yet. We know.
Do you?
And I'm the very image of the angel you encountered 1,880 years ago.
Oh, I see. I've already spoken of such matters, have I? Now, tell me, why have you two come to me again?
I wanted to be alone with Agnes.
What?
You little devil, you!
Huh? No! I didn't mean it like that! At least in the way I think you're thinking!
Tiz, was it? I thought you a lost cause, but it seems you've some fire inside you. Look, she's blushing. Put the girl out of her misery with a big kiss on the lips.
Please, I'm trying to be serious here.
Tiz,
No, I'm telling you. I really didn't mean it like that.
Then what did you mean?
Ringabel regained his memory. And not just part of it this time.
He did? When was this?
Just a short time ago. I'm the only one he's told so far. But he wanted me to tell you something in private. Something he remembered.
In private? I did not think Ringabel to be the sort of man to mistrust his comrades.
I believe he had his reasons.
But what could he possibly remember that would warrant such secrecy?
Before we get to that, I'd like to ask the sage about that angel he encountered.
Of course. I will tell all that I know.
Did the angel mention anything to you other than the crystals?
Other than the crystals? Yes, I believe her words were, I was deceived by the evil one. Her voice was heavy with regret.
The evil one?
This evil one used deceit to drive the 4 crystals out of control. That tore the barrier between worlds, she said, opening a way to the world beyond. No!
And was this a hypothetical future she saw?
No. The angel and her 2 comrades had stood before that evil in battle that day. It was after her allies were slain that the creature boasted of what it would do. She spoke to me with lifeless eyes, drowned in tears.
What then?
As the angel faded before my eyes, she said to me, "Deliver unto me this pendant when next I return to you. And should I appear before you with the evil one, hesitate not to do what you must to us."
You speak of this pendant.
And was this evil one the angel spoke of with us when we first came to you?
Yes, I dare say so.
Then...
I could not do it. I could not, knowing I would have to slay you, Vestal. Precious girl.
I see. Then, to remove all doubt from the matter, I ask you now, this evil one.
Stop! I wish to hear no more!
Agnes,
I cannot bear to hear of matters so dreadful. For if what you say is true, then
forgive me. I never wished to put you in this position. But I cannot believe Ringabel would lie to me. Not about something like this. That's why.
You trust Ringabel then?
I do. I trust Ringabel, along with Edea, and you too, Agnes. I trust you all.
Very well. Then I shall trust in him too.
Thank you. We ought to be returning to the others now, Sage.
You be careful now. Ah, and before you go, there is another matter. One Lord De Rosso and I have studied this last millennium. Were you aware that should a crystal be destroyed, it will eventually regenerate?
What? Truly?
So long as its core remains, it can grow once more through the power of mortal hopes and dreams. The passing of thousands of years will see it grow to its original size and power.
And this crystalline core you speak of?
You need look no further than the pendant about your neck, my dear.
What? This stone?
A rather fine gift, wouldn't you say? I'm so delighted to see you kept it safe.
Sage.
Now, I must leave you, but not without a word of advice. Have the courage to think and act on your own. And have the courage to disobey.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
That old fart hasn't filled your head with strange thoughts, has he, Agnes?
Eri, you needn't worry about me. He did me no harm.
But I'm a Christ fairy, bound body and soul to the Vestals. Of course I worry. And yet, you've been pushing me away lately.
Christvery or not, you've no right to interfere in another's love.
What? Wait, what?
Hang on!
What?
So, Tiz, how was it?
Fine. Couldn't have gone better.
Couldn't have gone... What's going on between you two? Come on, Agnes, out with it!
Say no more, Tiz.
No, do say more. What's going on here? Yes, inquiring minds want to know. Agnes and Tiz, are you two really...
No, that's not...
Yes, that's exactly it. Isn't it, Agnes?
You mustn't encourage them, Tiz.
This is great. Been some time since we've had any good news.
You did it! You awakened the crystal! That's all 4 of them now!
What is this light? The holy pillar?
It must be! Let us head there again, Agnes! This time, we must ensure we seal the great chasm and cleanse evil from the world!
Yes, I know. We cannot fail again.
Where's the sage gone?
What's this? It's written in his hand. I await you at the chamber of the Council of 6 in the land where all began. Conjurer Yulyana. Sage!
You came. I've already taught you all I know. Now it is time for us to part. You must go forth guided by your own will. To learn who you are, what you are capable of, and what you can endure. The road ahead will be hard and bitter, no doubt. Have you the resolve to persevere?
Yes.
Very well. We will begin with an alternate fate for Ringabel. A man laments alone in Edea's chamber. Go to him.
I made a vow
Are you alright?
Am I all right? Yes. At least now I am. None of it matters now. Whatever happens, let my body be rent in two and the world come to an end. I care not. But why? Tell me! Tell me! Why? Why did you have to die? Answer me! Edea! So, in this world, Edea is...
Alternus.
Whatever may happen, I care. You're me. You're me from back when I had nothing. I dared to ask for something, then lost all I'd found. And now you've come to end me. Very well. Nothing remains for me. I'll die by your hand. Or any other.
No! Alternus, listen!
It's no use. He's blind with grief. Here he comes!
I swear to God, here it comes, or here he comes. That's just his catchphrase by now. Regardless, yeah, Edea is dead in this world, and now that we know that, well, we're going through parallel dimensions, or not parallel dimensions, parallel worlds, it makes more sense that Omnis was freaked out of Edea in the first world as well, or the second world, I guess? The first repeat world, because I guess she was dead there too, and he thought that she was basically a ghost haunting him. That's why he said, "I'll burn your soul alive," or something along those means. I guess you can't burn the soul alive, but you know what I mean. I find it really interesting that, you know, there's these alternate fates for people of these worlds, of our party, that, that greatly impact not only, you know, of course, their lives, because they're dead, but it impacts other people's lives. Regardless, the alternate alternus fight, is basically the same as other ones. Everyone has kept the Dark Shields to stop his dark attacks. He will still use Minor Strike and he's weak on health, low on health, whatever. See what happens when I script things, you know, for the past couple of videos? My thoughts are a lot more coherent and make sense. And now it's just a mess, as usual. What do you expect? Everyone Dark Shields and we're just attacking. That's basically it. There's not really a better way to take down Ultimus. Well, I'm sure there is, but I'm not doing it because I don't know what it is. And I don't think it's anything important to steal either. Probably just a Dark Matter, possibly a Masamune as usual. None of the bosses in Chapter 6, by the way, really have anything important to steal. It's like, you steal basically the same shit as you would have in Chapter 5, at which point a lot of that stuff now, well, Chapter 5 and Chapter 4, at which point all that stuff now can really be bought in shops anyway. So it's not really vital that we steal it. Anyway, since this fight's the same, and yeah, you only steal Dark Matters from this guy, I think we're going to be carrying the rest of this out. Oh, but the reason I wanted Ringabel on Ninja specifically was so he could use Transience and Nutsutsemi, as well as the Kairai ability to choose himself as the target of action for that turn, so when Minor Strike is used on him, he will automatically counter it, instead of it killing someone in the party. A lot more efficient that way. So, Nutsutsemi and Kairai, basically every turn, so that he will counter or dodge the attack and then counter it. So Minor Strike won't be taking down anyone today.
The putrid reek of decay, muddy waters, hunger, scorn. My earliest recollection always starts there. Abandoned by my mother at a tender age, I've always been alone, for as long as I can remember. Always dancing on the razor's edge between life and death, and always have I hated my mother, my circumstance, the world, myself. At a young age, I gained the powers of darkness, and hatred was my sustenance. Then one day, My sword of hate and rage was turned aside by one who wielded a kind and just blade. The Templar saved me. He gave me a righteous rebuke, a kind family. I vowed to serve him and no other. I would lay my life down for his ideals, stake my being upon protecting those he loved. And yet, I failed.
Alternus.
I've no more need for this. This power couldn't even protect Edea. Are you so sure? Without darkness, you'll... It's too late, all of it. I can't return to the forces, to the council. It matters not. Take it. Take it and go in my stead. Do this for me.
Ringabel, you are not of this world, nor are you of the world from which the other three hail. There is nowhere else you can call home, nowhere left to return. The Templar who took you in despite your dark past, those who accepted you as family, the one you love, all are denizens of another place, a world that is not your own. But with the departure of your counterpart in this world, you may now remain here if you so choose. There is a place here for you. What will you do?
I don't...
You need not decide right away. Think upon it. Now, here is an alternate fate for Edea. A man and his wife mourn their daughter's death at the central healing tower. Go to them.
Without a cherry on top. Special parfait! Special parfait! Attorney and special parfait! It starts with honey pancake, double rolled, thick and fluffy. Edea, listen. Then 5 irresistible scoops of ice cream on top. Vanilla, green tea, mint, strawberry, cheesecake, and chocolate. Edea, sorry to interrupt your food fantasy. But didn't you just say your diet was going well? You are your own master. Only you have control of yourself. Weren't you going on about boosting your femininity by dieting? Just mind your business, all of you! I know how to control myself. I'll be back on my diet tomorrow. But they say those who cannot today, cannot forever. That's right. How can you ever succeed with such weak willpower? Weak willpower? All of you know it's plenty strong. I'll show you. I'm back on my diet from this moment. That's the spirit, Edea. And I'll start by foregoing the cherry that goes on top of the parfait. Terribly difficult though it is.
Edea! Mother. Father.
Edea.
No! I know who you are! How dare you come here in the guise of my daughter!
I'm still not really sure who he was talking about. Maybe DeRosso, but DeRosso's kind of, a prick sometimes, but I don't feel like he's rude enough to come in here in the guise of Edea, who had just died. I feel like he's respectful enough, at least to Brave, in that sense, but I guess I don't know him as well as Brave does. I don't know. Anyway, I love that these side quests really do show how much of Edea is loved by her family, both Alternus and Brave. And Mazda, we kind of knew that she loved Edea before. I mean, we knew that Brave did as well, but a big problem Edea had throughout her life was feeling ignored by Brave and her father. Brave and her father, they're two separate people now. You know what I mean. Brave, her father, and now we see that, well, one, he did it mostly out of duty, not because he actively wanted to ignore Edea or was disappointed in her in any way, but also that he really did love her, and it's kind of nice to see. I don't think we saw anything special from this fight either. I think it is another Excalibur like we saw him from the other 2 times. Or a rebuff locket. I think that was this Sleep or Charm or something. I think it's Charm, actually. Anyway, all my specials are dark, so I can deal with Brave faster. Of course, it's going to default, so I should have equipped Pierce default, but oh well, it's not a big deal. Yeah, that's basically that. I don't think this fight is really any different either. There's nothing too special we have to do besides attack items, of course. And yeah. So I guess I'll see you at the end of it. Actually, I will say this. I like what Yulyana is doing here. He's basically enticing people to stay in this world opposed to going to their original one, showing that knowing what they know now, it may be better for them personally to do so. For Edea, it'd be better to stay here in this world where one, now she knows that she is loved by her father, and she never had a chance to betray them. At least as far as Brave knows, because in this world, as far as they know, she died. So she can have that without it hanging over their relationship now. As well as with Ringabel, or Baltinus, he knows that he's loved by Brave and respected by him, and in a way, loved by Edea, at least his family, in a way. Although their relationship, Ringabel and Edea, is definitely different between Edea and Baltinus, but that's a topic for another time. It's definitely... Ringabel has a lot of reason to want to stay in this world, as well as Edea does. And I really like that. Anyway, now I'll see you at the end of this fight.
That swordsmanship, it is a mirror to Kami Izumi's own. Then you are Edea. Edea, is it truly you? Oh, what a joy to see you live.
We heard you'd perished. Oh, your father and I were beside ourselves.
Your sword was sent back to us. To remember you by. I cannot express the joy. Edea, my daughter lives.
I'd given up hope that you'd ever return to us.
And to think she would defeat me. Truly, the girl is her father's daughter.
Your father saw the promise in you, more than anyone. He rested his dreams on your perseverance. And when word came of your passing, oh, he grieved you more than any.
Father.
Forgive me for never putting it in words. Duty and circumstance hindered me at every turn. But still.
No, I understand, Father. And let me ask your forgiveness for being the willful child that I am.
And you, Alternus. It was you who brought Edea back safely to our side.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Ever have you been a boon to this family?
Oh, no. I'm not...
When was the last time we enjoyed a meal together? Tonight, let us dine as a family.
I don't remember the last time.
Nor do I.
Edea's counterpart in this world perished in Kaldisla. Edea, Ringabel, you too may remain here in this world. These roles are yours to take should you so choose. A life of peace awaits, of family. And for a once grieving mother and father, a life of comfort free from loss. What will you choose, Edea? You needn't be hasty. Think upon it. Now, for you, Agnes. In a remote village west of Florum, lives a maiden in fear of her appointed task and the enemy on her heels. Go to her.
Hello, Mother?
What is it, child? You look troubled.
Oh, it's just... I've heard some things. About when Father and my master were young.
I see. I thought those rumors long buried.
Is it true what they say? That Father and my master dueled over you?
No, that is not the case. They're both poor with words. They merely let their blades do the talking.
For 3 days and nights?
I suppose it can't be helped that people thought it was a duel.
They said my master went to confess his love for you after he won.
They have that wrong, too. I still remember the day he came to my village like it was yesterday. He walked up to my house and said, "You must marry the Templar." He let me win, the scoundrel. Oh, he looked furious. You only have eyes for the Templar. It must be you who tells that stubborn fool.
Then, your heart was Father's from the beginning?
Yes. I had been infatuated with him since we were children. Soon after Sir Kami Izumi left the village, your father came. Then, he told me of his love. Oh, it was a joyous day. He and I were betrothed, and I moved to the city of Eternia. Sir Kami Izumi had already left on a journey to master the art of the sword. Oh, that upset your father greatly. He hoped for his blessing more than any others.
I have struck him down, Mother. Master. And Father, too.
Yes, I had heard about Sir Kami Izumi. Your father's blood courses through your veins, and much of Sir Kami Izumi has rubbed off on you. Like them, you settle your problems with the blade. That is something you can likely never change. But remember, it is thanks to your master that we survived the Great Plague. We would not be here if not for him. I am alive today only because Sir Kami Izumi stood by your father when he needed aid. The same Kami Izumi who instilled the way of the sword within you. You must always be grateful for the gifts he has given you, now and forevermore.
I know, Mother. Agnes? Oh, Agnes! You're alive and well! Olivia! When I went to see you, the witch Victoria and that man Victor attacked. You tried to protect me and I thought I would never see you again. I'm overjoyed to see that you yet live. Thank you. Thank you. Olivia, promise me. Promise you'll never leave my side again.
Vestal of water! You've nowhere to run!
That voice. I'm Hyria.
The Wind Vestal is already dead. That leaves only you, Olivia. All hope of reviving your precious crystalism is lost. The end is plain to see.
We've sealed off any means of escape, sister. Nowhere to run.
You heard them. Now surrender at once or face the consequences.
I'm Hyria. And both of your sisters in tow.
So, you've come, Edea. You've made it clear you intend to defy us at every turn. So be it. Prepare yourself.
The one fight, well, one of two fights in all of Chapter 5 and 6 is actually different. Sort of. They all fight the exact same way. And here, so he's custom and jump. I think she'll probably still use Spirit Barrier when low on health. I feel like we'll still only use Go to Blulu, so we have Earth Resistance from Sword Master level 2. Equipped on everyone. I'm just going to go ahead and give you Fire Aga. you start using Fireball on Artemia. And speaking of Artemia, she will be using still Multiburst and Targeting to pierce default. On the note, though, they mentioned Victoria. So yeah, in this world, Agnes gave herself to save Olivia, opposed to the other way around, like it happened in our world. Pretty interesting. And on the note of Victoria as well, if you remember back in Victor's story about Olivia in Chapter 5, as well as the one in Chapter 6, though we didn't show that, it was the same story, it said that the Orthodoxy took Olivia in, but then outcast her because she had that sickness. The Orthodoxy doesn't just take anyone in. The Orthodoxy is all about just benefiting itself. It doesn't actually care about the world. It just wants to perpetuate its own existence and keep its power. So, since the Orthodoxy took Olivia in, it's kind of implied that Olivia was at one point a Vestaling. She was going to be, I would assume, since she was in Florum, going to be the Vestal of Water at one point. But because of that sickness, ultimately it became Olivia. So, in a way, in our timeline, and I mean, granted, it was terrible that she did, but she kind of got revenge for her being replaced by Olivia. I'm not saying that's right, obviously, but it's interesting, at least. Anyway, yeah, this fight, well, it is basically the same thing because, well, I'm not going to say the same thing. It's similar because they do use the same thing. This is the sort of same logic applied to enemies. Yes, they might use the same sort of attacks. They might fight in a similar way. But the fact that they're all together makes it a very, very different fight. And it shows that, why couldn't they have done this more? They could have combined more people in Caldisle. They could have combined more people in anywhere, made it more interesting. Also, some things in this world honestly don't really line up. So, they just said that Edea intended to defy them at every turn. When else could she have defied them? Like, she was off in Caldisle and she died. When else could Edea have defied these sisters? Like, that doesn't seem to make any sense. And I don't understand. There's one other thing, too. Oh yeah. The fact that Brave doesn't bother to comment on the Vestal of Wind, like, no one does? It's really weird. There's just some things that don't really line up at all, and it doesn't really make any sense. I get that they're sort of trying to tell, like, 4 different stories here and all, but yeah, it probably could have been done a little bit better, but, oh, well, I guess. So there's nothing important to steal from this fight, so I'm just going to keep wailing on him. Or, well, on them, I mean. My suggestion is to take out our team here first. In my opinion, she is the most dangerous one. Also, I should have switched our specials over to fire, but whatever, it's fine. It really doesn't matter all that much. In my opinion, she's the most dangerous out of only because of Multiburst, which is somewhat stronger than Crescent Moon. Mephilia is probably the second most dangerous, and then Anheria. Although all of them are dangerous in their own rights, of course. I'm actually going to go ahead and decimate too. Oh, that wouldn't work on bosses anyway. Actually, would it? I don't know, but she's probably not at 10% HP anyway, so whatever. Just going to keep using Fireball. Going to keep using Logistins, and you go ahead and just attack. I should have given you something better than Thievery, but I didn't think there was anything important to steal from these fights, but I just wanted to make sure, because you never know, I guess. And, yeah, this fight's, it's not particularly difficult, I will say, but at least it is unique in the way that you're fighting all 3 sisters at once. Again, I really wish they did this more. Maybe instead of Kami Izumi being in Aizen this time around, you fight him alongside Brave or something, also wanting Edea. And maybe then you fight Altus there too, and they combine the Edea and Anya's quest, or Edea and Ringabel quest there, rather, and this Yulyana thing. I don't know, I just feel like they could have done it more, if only for this one quest. But, oh well, I guess. It's not too big of a deal, I suppose. Well, it is, because, I mean, it makes Chapter 6 such a slog, but I already spoke on that. I don't need to repeat myself, I believe. Oh, there was something else I wanted to point out, too, and I can't remember what the bloody hell I wanted to talk about. God damn it. I hate when this happens. Oh, so the Kami Izumi scene I mentioned before, where they bring up Edea's mother and the duel between Brave and
Artemia, it's too much for you. Fall back.
Hey, retreat. But Artemia, go.
the duel between Kamizumi and Brave. And, you know, when I made that video, I actually didn't know how to get that cutscene in game. Yeah, I'm an idiot. You get it if you don't. Wow, I'm bad with words. If you don't, Jesus fuck. If you go to Eternia first, hear the story of the duel between the two, then go to Aizen and fight him, that's how you get it. Because guess what? You had no idea about it in at that point. So that's why. However, at that point, it already recorded, I think, most of Chapter 6 and all of Chapter 5. So my brain wasn't working, basically. So that's where that little mix-up came from. But oh well, not really a big deal. I'm just gonna. What does Bushido have? A bunch of garbage. It's not really helpful to me. I guess I could. When she's using Good Blue, I don't know if this is a Good Blue turn. It's still every 3 turns she uses that. I guess since she does that, I can use before Swine. I'm just gonna go ahead and use it now because it might be one. I don't know. She didn't use it this turn, so should be keeping track of that. But this resistor is so strong that it's not really vital that we do. So before Swine, and if she uses Good Blue, we'll counter it. And if she doesn't, well, she'll use it next turn. Also, could use okay, she'll use it next turn then, or well, this turn, I guess. Also, could use something to counter Crescent Moon, but that's less predictable than Go to Blue, obviously, so not really as reliable to counter it. These guys should go down relatively quickly, especially if I... Okay, maybe it's not every 3 turns then. Maybe it is at just random times now. Which is cool. I'm glad they actually, you know, it's not the same fight. Do we have any specials throughout? Surprisingly, no. I thought Tiz or Ringabel, or not Ringabel. Ringabel maybe, but maybe mainly Tiz would have it. Or Tiz and Edea. Oh my god! I can't... 1, I can't go through menus. 2, I can't get fucking names right. Tiz or Anyas.
Ophelia, you've done enough. Withdraw.
I suppose I have no choice but retreat.
You can see just how much damage we can tank as well with these giant straps down on all of us. And also, at this point, she really can't do that much to us. So I'm just gonna wail on her. At this point, the fight really is basically the same as the normal line here. But at this point, she really shouldn't have as much HP left either. So we shouldn't have to cut. I'm just going to speed this up though, because at this point, we're just going to keep using Fireball and all these attacks you've seen already. Jump. Okay, I guess we'll default. Actually, what we can do is Kairai. And I think, what does Worm Turns do? 7 turns and takes... Oh. That's not particularly helpful to us. Go ahead and do... Which is, no, the enemy is stronger, right? Yeah. Oh, but I can't actually, that makes sense, actually. And it didn't work. Okay, cool. Okay, well, whatever. Horizon. And you just keep attacking. I don't actually know if, vampire abilities count towards building up special then for the spear. Because I feel like, Anya sort of built up way more of them. Maybe she has been, I just haven't been paying attention. I don't know. It's possible. I don't pay attention to a lot of things that I probably should pay attention to. School. Anyway. I don't even know that wasn't even really a joke. I don't even know where he's going, but it wasn't a joke. Please die. Well, I'm glad she doesn't use Spirit Barrier at least, because that really does nothing but just prolong the battle, or prolong the inevitable especially, so. I guess what I could do is Kairai and Know Thine Enemy, because then she'll likely attack Edea. It's motherfucker! Well, now that that's finally gone out of the way, we have Anya's special, so that's cool. God damn it! Just as I say, she doesn't use Spirit Barrier. Thank God. It's just prolonging the fight. Nope, Spirit Barrier. There it goes. Fucking hell. It's always, every time I'm about to exit the area, random battle, say something, it happens. God damn it. God, can I catch a break? Can you die? It's either one. Catching a break would be equatable. I think I just made up like several new words there.
How is this possible? You've grown strong, Edea.
Einherja, are you hurt?
I'm fine.
Artemia, take over from here. No one get by.
No, we go together. I'll not lose my sisters over that philanderer's orders. I am impressed, Edea. Though we fall back now, I will settle this score someday.
Einherja.
They're gone. Are you all right? Olivia?
I'm scared. So scared.
Olivia!
Don't you leave me, Agnes. Say you'll stay with me. It will be the two of us together from now on. We'll fulfill our appointed task together. We're friends after all. We'll be fine so long as we have each other. I need no longer be afraid.
Agnes.
Though she speaks of fulfilling the Vestal's task together, I suspect you know well enough. It is not as she imagines it. Still, it is a road you may choose, should you so wish. Agnes, this world's Vestal of Wind has passed on. But you may remain here as Agnes Oblige, friend of Olivia. What will you do? Will you choose a restful life together?
I need...
You need not answer now. At last, we come to you and your fate, 'tis. In a ruined village, there is a young lad in a daze. Go to him.
Look at this place. No one's rebuilt anything yet.
Tiz? Brother! It is you!
Till! You survived!
Tiz!
Till!
But you died! You tried to protect me, and you...
Till... I never thought I'd hear your voice again.
I've been all alone since I lost you. I tried to rebuild the village, but couldn't do it alone.
Airships came after me, and I was attacked by the strangest pair!
Forgive me, Till. Forgive me for leaving you all alone.
Tiz! Behind you!
What now?
If you're wondering what Astra spares are left, there aren't any! So we just fight a bunch of kobolds. That's pretty lame. They couldn't have held over Holly and Barris for this encounter. Like, encountering Till again, pretty big deal. That whole Egil arc was basically because of Till. You think they would have made a bigger deal out of this, and it feels a bit, like, half-assed. Also, quick note, also we can just fucking murder these guys with attack items. Quick note. This makes me think, how can we communicate, how can we rebuild Nerende from another, like, dimension or another world? Like, that's amazing. That map we got from the fucking king, back in the prologue even, it's a powerful map. It can just transcend dimensions. That's pretty fantastic.
You pushed me clear as the ground collapsed. Had I just kept hold of your hand... I kept playing that moment, over and over again in my mind. It's been eating me up inside.
Till...
But you're back again to save me. My big brother. My hero. Please, don't leave me ever again. We'll rebuild the village together. The king says he'll help. It might take years, but we'll have it back just the way it was.
Right. Let's do that.
Tis.
Your counterpart in this world perished saving his younger brother. If you wished to stay and live here, there is now a place for you. A place where you fit in. And perhaps your brother will finally be free of the terrible memory that haunts him. A specter you yourself are all too familiar with, I'm sure.
I wish...
Your decision needn't be a rash one. Speak amongst your comrades before you decide. I will await you in Yulyana Woods. Come see me when your decision is made.
It is not for me to remain as Vestal here in this world.
That's right. You're the Vestal of Wind, Agnes. You can't end your journey here.
And Olivia? You'd be condemning her to the same loneliness and dread you felt in the first world.
The same could be said for you, Tiz. Do you intend to leave your brother all alone?
Well, even if you two don't stay, I think Edea should remain here with her mother and father.
What about you, Ringabel? You'd lost your memory for such a long time. Now you finally have somewhere to go. People who love you. I can't stay here by myself.
I'll go wherever you do, Agnes.
Though the world may change, you never do. Not once since that moment on the brink of the Great Chasm.
We battled the Sky Knights together. Then we weathered the burning of Kaldisla.
I asked you to take me with you. Then we met, Edea.
We stole the Echelot and awakened the Wind Crystal in Ansheim.
Then to Florum and the Sacred Flower Festival. We lost Olivia, but awakened the Water Crystal.
We worked together to save Egil and Eisenberg. Remember how Agnes's face got all covered in soot?
I hardly see how that detail is relevant now.
But it was hilarious. And then there were all the fights before then, too.
We have our answer then?
Yes.
Seems so.
All right then. Let's go see the sage.
Right, I suppose we'll go see the sage next time. It's really nice to see how close this party has really become. From Tiz and Agnes being, you know, they trusted each other, but Agnes was still, like, very independent. She didn't want anyone but Eri to go with her. She thought her mission was hers alone. She didn't feel like she wanted help. Or needed it, rather. Maybe she wanted it, but she didn't need it. But then, you know, of course, Tiz convinced her, and then Ringabel convinced them to come along, or convinced them to bring him along. And then Edea was the big one. Like, there's little trust you can have with Edea from Agnes' perspective at the start of the game. But obviously they've grown to really trust each other. And especially when Edea revealed herself as Grand Marshal's daughter, that was a big, you know, dent in the relationship as well. But, well, they finally... I mean, we came to terms with everything a while ago back in Eisenberg, but the party's just getting closer ever since. Yes. One thing I want to mention, though, before we go through the stage, is this guy's Fox is just here. you can change the name of your characters, which is, I couldn't think of a name. I don't know, fucking... Rigaroni. Rigsroni, because I can't get... Yeah, his name is Rigsroni now. I don't know why you can do this, to be brutally honest with you. When the characters are voice acted, and when they are completely set characters, and they have their own personalities, and aren't really meant for you to be things, or characters for you to portray yourself into, it doesn't, especially when it's not, done from the beginning of the game, it doesn't really make any sense for you to be able to rename your characters. I mean, I guess it's just, here's a Final Fantasy sort of game and an RPG, might as well throw in the feature to rename your characters. Sure, cool, I guess, if you really want to. I think you can do it from the start of Chapter 6, but I don't really get why you would, and I don't really get, I guess I can get why you would if you just want to, fuck around with names, like make Rigzoni or whatever, but... if it was presented at the beginning of the game, I feel like it would be better, but it's not. So it's just kind of this weird feature that exists more than halfway through the game, and doesn't really make any sense in the context of this game. But I don't know, whatever. I'm missing something. Anyway, yeah, the next time I go to the stage and tell them that we're staying in this world. Well, we're completing. Wow, I fucked that up. We're not staying in this world. We're going to complete our mission of awakening the crystals, ridding the world of darkness, whatever the fuck we're really out to do at this point. These repeat worlds are so confusing, it's difficult to really tell what our mission is at this point. But anyway, we'll go tell the sage what we've decided on. See you guys then. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, maybe check out some of the other series I've done. You can also consider subscribing, checking out my Patreon page, or joining my Discord server. There are links in the description to those, as well as other social media links like Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for watching.